Shalom Yasharallah. First and foremost, I want to say all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the house of David. Salutations to you brothers throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching the truth in righteousness and sincerity to you Israelite foreigners. Come back home to the truth. To those that passed on, serving the Lord, the dead in Yahweh Shai shall arise first. To you sisters who believe, keep encouraging and supporting your brothers who are out here teaching this truth, and always commemorate the sister who washed Yahweh Shai's feet when you read the scriptures. All right. What I'm about to tell y'all, I'm also going to put it on social media, but you know, the way I look at it is people that seek the truth or are in the truth get the benefit of the doubt or get first dibs on any spiritual thought or anything that deals with bettering ourselves. So I was just thinking about what's funny is something as simple as what I'm gonna eat for dinner this week, right? Because usually what I do is on at some point around payday, I order, you know, what I'm gonna make for dinner, and usually it's for the first 3 days of the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I cook. Thursday and Friday, I Uber Eats. So what I was thinking about was, you know, salmon. And then I was thinking about how most of the time when I go to look to purchase salmon, because that's what I want to make for the week, a lot of times my plans to make salmon for the week are thwarted by when I go to the app, because I go to the Stop and Shop app and I purchase it and set up a time frame to pick it up, and I go get it. But more often than not, my plans of making salmon are discarded, because one thing that I look for is where do they get their salmon from? If it's farm raised or wild caught, because I am not going to actively pursue, or in other words, purchase farm raised salmon. Now, if I go to a restaurant, I don't give them shit about what I'm going to eat because it's a one-off thing. But if this is something that I'm going to eat half the week, you know, I have to ensure that it's not something that has carcinogens in it, or, you know, because here's what it is. Farm-raised salmon, they are just like your regular wild-caught salmon, but they're raised in a small area where wild-caught salmon swims through the whole ocean. They have nothing but space. You know, when you look at any animal that you eat, the way it is gathered and slaughtered is going to come out in the quality of the protein, I'll say, so I don't get paused by Shamir. But so farm-raised salmon doesn't get to swim in open water, so what happens is it accumulates a lot of fat. The amount of toxins and fat that's stored in the body of a farm-raised salmon. Farm-raised salmons are themselves very unhealthy. So to make it, and then I thought about it, I was like, this is a fight. This is something that is kind of a fight. When people say everything isn't racial, they don't factor in everything might not be racial, but it is economic, and economics is racial. It's not that there's no black people and Hispanic people that are well off. It's that they're so far and few in between, and the ones that are well off, well, they're going to live among white people anyway. So a black and Latino person that has, you know, done good for themselves financially, they're going to move out the hood. So they're just going to leave the hood to the rest of the black and Latino people and the few poor white people and the other, you know, people that are in the hood. And the thing is, how is it racial? It's not. It is, but it isn't. The companies that distribute food to the different communities, do you think that they're going to ship shit to the suburbs and the nice areas? Do you think that I would be, if I would be a betting man, that ShopRite that's in Clark right off of the Parkway, it's probably as hard to find farm-raised salmon there as it is to find wild-caught salmon in the Stop and Shop that's by me, in the black community, serving mostly Newark and Elizabeth and Hillside, where there's primarily black and Latino people. So it stands to reason. It stands to reason that bad neighborhoods get bad food because, let's be honest here, black people and Hispanic people, where most of us are not looking to see if it's fucking. And part of what brought up this idea was I was talking to a friend of mine on social media because he commented and said something about salmon and the price of it, and I told him, you know, be careful with the farm raised salmon because you might as well eat a fucking burger. He said, oh, I don't care if it's Newark raised salmon. And he's talking about the price. So it got me to thinking, like, yo, our people do not give a fuck if it tastes like salmon, if it looked like salmon, if it got that flaky, you know what I'm saying, protein, so I don't get paused by Shamiar. You know, you're gonna fucking eat it and not ask a fucking question. This is what the problem is with black and Latino people. A lot of our oppression is because we simply don't raise questions. We don't avoid shit. All you got to do is say, hey, okay, this salmon is, let's say, $4 a pound. This salmon is $2 a pound. I'm just throwing out numbers. I don't know what is a good price for any kind of salmon. We just take the two. Oh, this shit is on sale. Let's take this shitty ass salmon. The fuck is wrong with people? The light been green. But anyway, the salmon that we eat in the hood, a lot of times you're gonna if you look at it, the shit says farm raised, and it's no different from the beef, right? The beef, the chicken, the quality of the meat that you're eating matters. That's why there's grass-fed beef. The cow was fed grass. It's different from a cow that was fed grass than a cow that has steroids in it and has different things, because those things that they inject to make the chicken bigger is gonna be in your system. Them steroids and all that shit that they put in a chicken to get it nice and plump is gonna wind up in your body. That's why you gotta wonder about fucking BBQs. Those of you that's from the New York, New Jersey area, there's this place called Dallas BBQs, which probably they probably have some in Texas. You gotta wonder why them fucking chicken wings are like turkey wings. Them big ass fried wings that they give you, you gotta wonder, like, yo, why the fuck is these chicken arms, chicken wings so fucking fat? Do they happen to get better chickens, or do they inject these chickens with some type of fucking steroid? Because it's a war on black and brown people through economics. I'm sure that the real purpose for all this bad food winding up in the black and brown community is just because of economics. But why is it the black and brown? See, all the isms that exist, there's sexism, racism. I hate to throw in homophobia in it or trans whatever, because those things aren't really, when it comes down to economics, those aren't a factor. People in power don't give a flying fuck who's gay. But all the isms that they throw out there, you know, all the types of discrimination culminate with black people. It's not that black people, it's not that everything is discrimination based on race. It's that everything is discrimination centered, because everybody in this system, everybody in this society is going to help their own. And there's only one people that does not help each other. There's only one people, or really two, Hispanic and black people. Our problems are our problems. The racism we face is our problem entirely. And even with the racism, you got groups, you got people like myself. I'm very light-skinned. While I can guarantee you that I've dealt with racism, I can certainly also tell you that there are people, brothers and sisters, that are darker skinned than me that have it worse. You know, I have, being that I am very light skinned, being that I can almost pass for white if you don't pay any attention to certain features I got, and the way I act, the way I talk, the way I conduct myself. There's people that come out of the womb that are already going to be treated worse than me because of they're just dark skinned. They you know, just darker skin. You know, Hispanics in general are treated a little better than so-called black people. So-called black people think that Hispanics get the best treatment. No, we don't. We just get a little better because we're a little lighter. That's it. The difference is just that. We a little lighter. Even a fucking Hispanic that look white, straight up white, blonde hair, blue. I know a nigga named Chele. He's Honduran, but he's white as hell looking. That motherfucker gets discriminated against too. Because we have to understand something. This war is a spiritual one. But anyway, I don't want to get straight too far away from the point. The point is, what I want to tell you brothers and sisters out there that are seeking truth and are in the truth, when you go to the supermarket, pay attention to what the shit says. When you go buy food, right? First off, you know to stay the fuck away from all them cereals and all that donuts and shit. But pick your proteins better, pause. Your salmon should not say farm raised. Look at the package. If the shit says farm raised, don't get that shit. Get wild caught salmon. Your pause, your beef, if it doesn't say grass, I'm not going to say grass-fed is the only acceptable one, but just be a little mindful of what what the cows ate that were chopped up to make your ground beef or your steaks. You know, start paying attention to, you know, when you go to go see the chicken, there's shit that tells you what kind of chicken you're dealing with. These are things that you put in your body. The food is, the meat, pause, is lawful. It might be chicken, beef, turkey, venison, but the way they make them or the way they raise them matters in the quality and what it does to your body when you eat it. Y'all got to be very mindful because they are sticking farm raised salmon in the hood. And like I said, it's economics and racism at the same time. Because if I'm a rich billionaire company that catches fish and sends it to the public, it stands to reason that I make more money selling to people that don't ask no fucking questions, that don't discriminate. Fuck it, salmon is salmon, right? As opposed to, you know when you go to white people's neighborhoods, they got them Whole Foods, they got their Trader Joe's, and they ask questions. They say, or they might not say it. They just will under purchase farm raised salmon or you know, the meat, pause, that has carcinogens in it, while black and brown people, we don't even give a fuck. And do you think the Food and Drug Administration protects us? Do you think the Food and Drug Administration says, oh, this meat is unlawful to sell? No, quite the contrary. Quite the contrary. They sell it anyway. They just find poor neighborhoods which primarily have our people, Black and Latino people, that aren't going to ask questions and say, hold up, is it farm raised? Is it, what kind of salmon are you selling me? Because in reality, only white people ask those questions. Only white people really care about their health that much to say, hold up, I don't want this in my system. Think about it. But that's it. I don't want to rant too much. Just be very mindful. Read the fucking packages. I got a friend that has a fatty liver and has some other thing wrong with him. I forgot. He just told me. And he can't eat any processed foods. You know how much of what is in the supermarket he can't eat now? I mean, there's a lot of things. He actually has a pretty healthy diet. He's one of them people that love salads. Thank the Most High for that. But a lot of shit you just can't eat. Just because that processed food fucks your body up. And the processed food, like the soda that they sell today, Coca-Cola today is different from Coca-Cola 20, 30 years ago. I'm not saying that the Coca-Cola that we drank as kids was the healthiest. But the Coca-Cola they have now has high fructose corn syrup. Even Coca-Cola, if you're going to drink Coca-Cola, drink the one in a bottle, a glass bottle, not the plastic bottle. The glass bottle has sugar. The plastic bottle has high fructose corn syrup. You got to be mindful because all Coke ain't. Now, if I didn't tell you that shit, now when y'all go to the supermarket, look at the bottle, the glass bottle, and the plastic bottle Coca-Cola. And tell me that the ingredients don't look way different. So be mindful, Israel. Because this shit ain't no fucking joke. They're making fake lettuce. They're making GMO foods. And those GMO foods don't take into account. Them GMO foods are only about economics. They're not about nutrition. They're not about, what do you think that they send for schools? Your children in schools, what do you think? Do you think you're eating the same thing that they're eating in fucking Parlin? If you're in Newark, Irvington, East Orange, Elizabeth, Plainfield, Camden, Trenton, Jersey City, Patterson, do you think that you're eating the same quality foods as they're eating in Parlin, in Westfield, in Cranford, Clark? No. Piscataway? No. You're eating totally different qualities of food. Your food is slowly killing you. Believe it or not, your food, what you're eating is slowly killing you. And I'm saying that to y'all. I want y'all to really take that into consideration. If you're in the truth, you should already have in mind what I'm talking about. Even if you're poor. You should at least be mindful so that if you can pick something better, pick it. Choose better options. Because you don't want to be one of these motherfuckers that's getting told by the doctor, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. You have to eat this type of food. You can't eat that. Right now, at least to my knowledge, I'm healthy enough where a doctor hasn't told me that I can't eat processed foods. Because I'm already I'm trying not to eat processed foods. But with that, I'm going to say shalom.